Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, viewers of the UIdahoEsports Twitch channel. My name is Kaz, joined here tonight by Bradical. And tonight we are going to be bringing you some Counter-Strike 2 action. Our varsity team is participating in ESEA, I believe, in not open, because they played in open last season. I don't remember which division that they're playing in. But they're playing in a higher division than they were last semester, so it's a little bit different, a little bit higher pressure, higher stakes, and also higher rewards for depending on how their performance goes. But for the meantime, we're still pretty early into our regular season. I believe this is about game 5 or so, in the normal group stage of this match. For the meantime, we are kind of just waiting on the enemy team to connect to the game so that we can get things started. But outside of that, I don't know. Any words on how you're expecting our team to play today, Bradical?
Well, last week, we casted the ESEA game, and the Vandals, they played a best of one map on Anubis, and they brought it to overtime. They had a big lead, kind of threw it, and the team brought it to overtime, but the Vandals ended up taking the dub. They're looking pretty solid. However, well, actually, I wouldn't say that. They were 50-50 every round. So it was either they played amazing on a round, or they decided to just take a lot of ones and did not play as a team. And it looked like it was a lot of miscommunication, but they did bring it back in the end. So it was a good ending for them. In overtime, I think they won almost instantly. They're like, okay, time to lock in.
Yeah. No, I feel like, especially on Anubis, is something that happens a lot. It is a very T-sided map, so you can play your T-side, and I think the Vandals are very good at their T-side. And it kind of just allows them to like run circles around the enemy team, at least for that half. So obviously, the more points that you can get, the better, because you're going to have a lot of climbing to do as you go into the next half, which is CT side Anubis is pretty hard to get a hold on.
Yeah.
For those first few rounds, and if you don't know what you're doing, things can very easily slip out of your hands, and it ends up being a situation that isn't great for anybody. But today, it looks like we're going to be playing Nuke, and another map that the Vandals, I feel like, have been pretty comfortable on as of recent. Been playing a lot more of that.
They
which
have
is
been.
definitely not a map that you see played by a lot of teams. I feel like a lot of people's opinions of Nuke in particular are very unfavorable. I don't think that people like Nuke.
Did the Vandals win the last Nuke map they
I think
played?
so. Yes.
They did? Okay.
No, or if it was against you. If it was against Purdue, then I don't think so. I don't fully remember, honestly.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I remember it being
ago.
very close and very scary.
In the meantime, I think that any of you who are longtime viewers of us should hold these CS moments very close to you. Obviously, I think screen time for CS is going to be very limited as we go into the next season. Depending on how things fold out with ECAC deciding to drop support for Counter-Strike into the next season is going to be very sad for sure. But I guess it happens.
Yeah. Do you know how they end up picking maps in ESEA? Because
Yes.
it's just one map.
Yes. So the way that the pick ban system works in Faceit in general, at least from the way that I understand it, is banned down for a best of one. Everybody just bans a map until you get to the last map that's available, and you just play that.
That's crazy.
And a best of 3, it's pick, ban, pick. Or it's pick, ban down until there's a decider. That's a best of 3, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I've been a big fan of that system for a while. I'm hoping that Faceit brings support for Overwatch custom games in the future, just because I like how their tournament system is run way better than a lot of other systems that ECAC in particular has had to use. I think Faceit's is a little more streamlined. But I don't know. I guess they just decided it's just not the move. We're gonna go somewhere else. but that's fine, I suppose.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on CS being replaced with Marvel Rivals next semester?
It does seem kind of weird to me. CS is a very big esport. I believe the second biggest in the world.
Yeah, it feels like a staple.
I think literally right behind League. It goes like League, CS, and Valorant's up there, but I just don't think it's like there yet.
That's like
but
new gen.
I do
that's
have to
Gen
see,
Z.
I do have to see where it is statistically. But as an esport, Counter-Strike has been around in the game for a while. But the only issue about that is that a lot of Counter-Strike's fan base, player base, exist in Europe. They are more for Europe. CS is like Europe's esport. Korea has Overwatch. And like, MOBAs and stuff.
What's America's?
America's esport, I think, is Valorant.
Really?
Yeah. No, we don't win anything globally.
but I think it's just our best terms of or popularity.
I think in terms of our biggest esport, I think it's Valorant.
Oh, Rocket League is
Rocket League still a big esport?
Yeah,
Can we look at RLCS viewership? I'm very curious about that.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to let my production get back to me about that.
Is Apex dead?
Apex is basically dead, but I think for those of it, I think it's a mix of NA and Europe. I think Imperial Hal is a European player, so I don't know.
Probably. Imperial Hal? Yeah, that sounds European to me.
Yeah. His name is Hal.
Yeah. Have you ever met an American named Hal?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
In terms of, I think for America, I think it's Valorant. I think outside of that, what else do we have?
It was Fortnite.
It was Fortnite for a little bit. Fortnite had a massive peak as an esport. And I don't know if it's still up there or like what it's doing at all.
Yeah, I haven't even really seen much Fortnite esports, but I might just not be in the.
I'm not in the circles.
Oh, getting word from production.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, Fortnite.
I mean, it makes sense because I think Fortnite.
It was so massive.
I think Fortnite as a general game, and mind you, this is between 2021 and 2024, so this is outside of the this is outside of like Fortnite's peak as a casual game, right?
Oh yeah. All the sweats.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 2021 is when Epic really started supporting FNCS like a lot. And I think because Fortnite as a game on its own is already very big, I think that just made really easy room for the esport to be big. So that makes sense. Do you know what's under that though? Number 2.
Ballistic Husky is saying Val, Rocket League, and Dota.
So Dota is...
Doesn't Dota have like the most earnings or something? Or like second
not anymore. I think the International 2022 was massive. Dota is number 3. Ah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sense. Okay, so CS.
Production is talking about how CS kind of beat Dota in its place of mass earnings for esports championships and stuff like that. But what was I thinking of? Oh, yeah. CS gets a lot of its funding from betting websites now. So there is just so much money into the esport of CS. A player... I don't remember if they were a rifle or just backup. But Monacy, I think, was sold to Falcons recently for like $2 million. If someone wants to verify that for me, because I don't remember if they were sold to Falcons or from Falcons. But the fact that an esports player can get sold to another team for a contract that big
that is pretty crazy.
That's big. You don't hear about that. I think that's those are kind of important precedents to have set.
All right, we are getting into the game. The Vandals with the infamous rush into sight with pistols on a pistol round. Audi getting 2. It is a 2 versus 3 in Vandals' favor. However, Ari finds one from Tower here.
There are a lot of very quick engages that the Vandals pushed on to sites. They
drop. Falls down. All right.
They're going to vents. They're deciding it's not worth. They already know they're up here, and they're either going to chase or they're just going to go move and rotate. Yeah. Should be able to get to the site faster than the enemy team and allow them to get the bomb down.
Audi is one shot here, so I do like that the Vandals are playing super close just to try and play off of Audi or get a trade. Either or works, but both the opponents seem to be fairly separated.
I think their one mistake with holding single here is mostly just because they left the door open. Like, it's very as simple as they left the door open.
Lovecat
taking area out as they tried and hit the bomb. And Sharp is going to try and do the same thing and find a very equal punishment for it. That's going to be Lovecat with the clutch on that round. In the 1v2 scenario, securing the pistol for the Vandals.
Yeah, both Audi and Lovecat getting 2 very nice 2Ks on that round.
Okay, so so Rivals I think is getting very big in specifically because of NA. I don't really think Marvel is big as a whole anywhere else.
Yeah, at least not yet.
And even then, I don't think Rivals as an esport right now is like up there. It's definitely growing. It's growing pretty fast. Now Call of Duty as an esport in general, I always forget exists, and I like see promotional material.
I used to watch a lot of Call of Duty esports, but I haven't seen anything in the past like couple of years. I know it still happens.
It's a very niche esport, or it doesn't feel niche. It just feels like a different subsection of esports fans. Like Call of Duty League feels like the NASCAR of esports.
Okay. I actually kind of like that comparison.
And I think the NBA is like Valorant, or maybe Valorant's the NFL. Maybe
NBA is falling off. So yeah. What game is falling off? Valorant.
What game is falling off? Well, Valorant's not really falling off.
Yeah, it's actually had a pretty constant.
It's just, well, you know what? But both games are in a really bad state right now. Because the thing is that the skill ceiling for the NBA obviously is being continuously hit. So it kind of makes the games unentertaining. Whereas with Valorant, you know, there's a lot of crowd control util. That is really annoying to look at, really annoying to play into. Makes the game not as fun as it once was. So I think there are some similarities on that front, and Poise just found a free freaking 2K with that.
Yeah, it was looking like a good anti-eco, and then that 2K is definitely gonna hurt the economy some. Definitely some crucial picks right there for the opposing side.
Now JD Weed is trying to push this.
And Lovecat finds
himself right into the crosshair of Lovecat.
Only losing 2, all in all. That's very good anti-eco. Lovecat.
Blizzard messed it up because Bobby wanted his NFL. This is a very true. I know we're talking about.
Boy.
Dude, I know we're supposed to be casting game right now. But I love talking about Owl because Owl was genuinely such a great esport. I think there were a lot of really good decisions about how Overwatch League was run, and I think there were also a lot of really bad decisions. For example, the buy-in for franchises. I don't think esports at the time that Owl was made was ready for like $12 million buy-in contracts. Per franchise. That's a lot of money to put on a table, especially since a lot of those contracts were supposed to be like 7 years, and Owl only lasted for 6. Very curious.
Indeed.
Boys.
Wow. Nice shot.
Very nice shot from balcony. They don't have that smoke to protect them, so the rest of the Vandals are a little stuck on the outside. Not exactly sure how to take this assault just yet. That smoke is going down. And Poise actually found a very deep rotate. He's all the way on the ground. He finds Duck Lord for his troubles. Able to get away with a 2K.
Oh, and that was just a hard angle to peek right there.
Very much.
That's a nice angle from there.
A 2v2 now. I mean, Lovecat is kind of stuck holding this. Yeah, it seems like they're going to try and walk for it right now. 6 is going to find his one. Are they going to be able to find another? The rest of the Vandals don't have enough information to scale or utility. I think they're willing to take a gamble on where everybody's positioned, though. It is a 2v4, so they know an ideal situation would be for Velox
JD
to
just
have
looked away
people
there.
set up at both sites. 6.
Oh, they cleared his corner. I love
Boom.
that.
Mauling out this angle.
Nice.
The first one out.
Oh,
very good flush, but
traded.
poised. There for the trade. 7 seconds left, and Loafcat is left in garage to, unfortunately, live out the rest of that round. Give that third gun round to Velox. Got a couple players off. Got some money for it, and Poise got himself a 3K. Also in the middle of that, Ballistic Hussy did subscribe. So thank you for
the subscription.
Greatly appreciate it. But back to what I was talking about with Owl. Owl was great. And I genuinely, I didn't even, follow it. I wasn't, really into Overwatch esports at the time because I was just getting into it around 2020, 21 or so. So definitely late in Owl's, kind of prime. I feel like its prime was, 2018, 2019 from what I've heard. So by the time I was into it, it probably wouldn't have been, very interesting anyway. But, no, I feel like Overwatch League was good in some ways and bad in others. And while I don't hate the new OWCS format, whereas, anybody can participate, I feel like Owl was really good at keeping competition very even.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
Wow, Quigs.
2 smoke kills.
There for 1 and Poise there for the trade. Poise is always there for that trade. It seems like always poised in the most advantageous position. To get trades, to get picks.
Big words.
Yeah. Also bought Owl skin with my own money. I was a diehard, dude. I definitely would have been if I was really in the game at the time. I had in 2021, I just got my first gaming computer, and I had a disc version of Overwatch Legendary Edition for PC, mind you. I think the only things that really fell through with how Owl was working was that it was a very underfunded league, and just didn't have a lot of external support. And also just wasn't profitable for orgs to stay, because obviously there was the player minimum salary. That was great. There was also the massive $12 million contract that a lot of these orgs had.
That's a big number.
With Blizzard. That's unfortunately just was not great in terms of sustainability. So obviously a lot of orgs had to drop out. Saw some orgs get some time in, but even then, a lot of these players just weren't making a lot of money.
Poised is just going nut mode on the Vandals.
I mean, not a lot that the Vandals could have done anyway.
Yeah, he's just getting a lot of kills, and then
but also
it was their famous.
It was a buy down.
Yeah, it was their famous just rush willy nilly, hope for the best, get a couple picks.
See, the issue with
move on.
CS is that you don't have Teo Salvo to kill your entire team. So you can't just bum rush an eco around. You kind of have to pretend like you're gonna play it out. There was also no TV deals. That is technically wrong. I
saw Overwatch on TV.
Yeah,
I think
Overwatch did have some TV deals, not in the same way that regular sports have, because regular sports have TBS, TNT.
Oh my gosh, Vandals are just getting picked off.
NFL has its own channel, or they're just on ESPN, right? Whereas Overwatch had Disney XD, I think.
W Disney.
Which was very interesting, but I also feel like that kind of harmed it in a way, because I feel there was a lot of stuff that the casters were hindered by. Realizing, hey, we're streaming on Dizzy. We have to make our content family friendly. So there are a lot of things that we can and can't say. It was on ESPN at somewhat. Yeah, but it was on Disney XD. Wow.
It was on ESPN, man. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That is insane. Probably on ESPN 3. 2018, that makes sense. Yeah. No, I knew at some point they had broadcasting rights with Disney XD, which I thought was very curious. But no, I feel the concept of Owl on paper and a lot of the things that they did, especially with deciding to be a franchise sport instead of a regular org sport, was very good. I think something that the esports benefited from greatly with being a franchise sport is having those local communities that supported those teams. Like San Francisco and the Bay Area had Shock. Washington had the Gladiators, so that was cool. Oh my goodness. Area.
Yeah, Vandals can't really.
Only TV ad I saw was for Overwatch World Cup. Dude, I wish I was my age when OWL was a thing, man. I would have been so crazy for it. Although we do get BlizzCon in 2026, so maybe we get another Overwatch World Cup. Who knows?
That's
maybe. Maybe.
a
guy can dream. And then I get to watch Korea beat everyone again. Sharp and poised once again.
Okay, I feel like the Vandals have won the first 2 rounds. Yeah, let's get a quick little summary of what's been happening. Okay, the Vandals won the first 2 rounds and then have lost the past 5. Haven't really found like a rhythm going. They haven't really got like any first bloods since round 2, and have just been getting picked off, losing the gun duels.
I think Velox is not a team who is built for pistol rounds, and I feel like the Vandals were. Obviously, this is why they were able to find those pistols so easily once we got into the gun rounds where they're actually relying on utility and such. I feel like Velox has been in a much stronger state than the Vandals have been. So, has been a pretty hard time for the Vandals to get a hold on this map as they would have liked. Also, Ballistic, let me know if you ever want to shoot the stuff about Overwatch Esports. Very into it. I'm an Overwatch player.
Yeah, he gave you a sneak peek. He's got about 10 more hours of yapping about it.
Yeah, I got a great deal of stuff to talk about in terms of Overwatch Esports for sure. At least in the current day, because I wasn't.
All right, JD picking off Wolfcat, but Ducklord gets 2 for him.
CS World Cup. That would be very awesome. And then Europe's going to win anyway. So, doesn't matter who it is.
All right, Audi.
Yep. Audi does eventually find one for his trouble. I believe the first that we've been able to find for a while. I mean, we've actually gotten bombed down. I feel like that timeout was very beneficial for the Vandals. Yeah. I think that was why we, had a great moment to talk about how this was going for the Vandals. It seems like they were definitely able to clear a lot of issues that they were having before. Get that bomb down. It looks like they're going to be able to play a successful post plant.
And it looks like, it's going to be a saving that.
But I also am very curious about the choice to use an auto sniper as opposed to
I've actually never seen that gun.
The Scar? Yeah. No, this is an awful weapon. It is, I think, one of the most annoying weapons that I've ever played into that wasn't a Negev.
Wait, and does it just not do like a lot of damage, or is like the spray weird?
Or? No, it's like an outlaw.
Oh, it's outlaw.
It's basically like an outlaw.
Okay.
But yes, Ballistic, let me know. DM me has Phoenix on Discord, no spaces.
Quick little plug.
Hey, I mean, if we're supposed to be like plugging our own personalities here, I might as well, right?
Oh yeah. Throw it in.
Anyways, going into round 9 here, and
Sticks and Ari are gonna come.
What an ankle! Six is also kind of freaking out about that one, trying to push, maybe take a little bit of aggression deeper in the hut, but I mean, they're already out of there. Audi does find one to even out the numbers, but as one peeks out of hut, Quigs is going to find that and punish it immediately.
The Molly's following him.
Yeah, the Molly does move around and climb. Ducklord does find Quigs for that late trade on Sticks.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, I think
they're on site, but they are
just
surrounded.
Getting that bomb down, but I don't know if they have any eyes on Heaven right now. It's kind of problematic for them.
Yeah.
Area.
They got those things defending them.
Oh,
okay.
Ducklord, okay.
Oh, there we go. All right,
winning. One.
All right, 1 versus 1 here. Ari versus Lovecat. Lovecat is 34 HP. Did get a glimpse there. And oh my God, he gets it done.
One
nice job, Lovecat.
And a dream, Lovecat. clutching up that round once again.
That was a needed clutch for the Vandals right there.
A round that they've been looking for quite a while, and after that timeout, definitely seems like things are starting to go in a more positive direction for them for sure. Into round 10 now. Vandals, I mean, I guess just looking to keep that momentum up. Obviously, Velox had a pretty good hold after their gun round, but I don't know.
Yeah, that 2 versus 3 sight hold from the Vandals was actually really nice. Especially 2 coming from tower. And yeah, both Vandals just found picks there, and that's what won them the round.
Rest of... Ooh, Loafcat is going to find Plagues. They do have that auto sniper now, and I guess it's better in the hands of Loafcat than Six. Who's like,
is it a new meta?
I don't know. I guess Velox just likes to run it. They lost it, so now the Vandals get to have a turn with it.
Oh, okay.
Do see Sharp trying peeking out of ramp here. Taking a little bit of pressure. Is just going to be forced to reposition.
Ooh, Ari lurking behind the Vandals here. This could actually be huge. I don't think the Vandals expect this.
Oh, it's a big
They
flank.
do not expect this.
No eyes on it. Area is going to be in there sooner than later. They are pushing through lobby, but I think there's absolutely an opportunity. He does see at least Loafcat does find it. That flank is secured, but it is only 3v3 right now. Now,
yeah, that could have been a lot worse if it was just a couple seconds ahead.
One of the Vandals at least already know that one isn't Squeaky. Probably calm this, which is why Saw is holding vents right now. Ducklord perfectly holding lobby. Pushing up, looking for another. Sharp is going to find it, though. Area finds Outie.
Oh, it's a 1 versus 1.
Oh, and Sharp is going to come out on top, so I don't know what the bomb timing is. I think has time and kit, so we'll be able to get that defuse off, but very unfortunate for the Vandals to drop that round after finding very convincing rounds, those last 2 rounds, that they did win. Trying to move it a little bit forward into the rest of this half, obviously. Would at least like to finish this 6-6 or even maybe a 7-5. I feel like a 5-7 half for the Vandals isn't the worst thing possible.
Oh, yeah, especially from 6-4. When they're also behind, and if they get like another round, they should be feeling pretty good, especially after losing 5 in a row and then bringing it back 7-5. I'd be happy with that. The mental would be back.
Finding poise actually very early as well as Audi finding Area and Squeaky.
Oh yeah, Styx has his weapon of choice here.
Quigs does push out of Hut a little bit into lobby. Finds that one, and in midi. That's JD.
Yeah, a couple of gunfights lost right there.
Yeah,
JD getting another.
One. Saw finding that late trade, but already so much pressure for the Vandals to be under. Quigs is going to swing out, find Saw with his pants down, and Sharp going to be left alone to try and hold down lobby for any lurks. Probably going to be able to get that kill there, and does as 6 leaks or lurks through Squeaky, trying to find something to happen there.
Oh, and they also ended up picking op as well.
I would just like to take a brief note to our viewership right now. We have 22 viewers for an ESEA game.
Oh, man.
That's pretty freaking crazy. I don't even think we get viewership like that for our regular season
No,
games.
we do not.
So, very much.
Let's go. Where did everyone come from?
Everybody for sticking around, for popping in, support some Collegiate esports. Your man on the mic is Kaz, joined here by Bradical. We cast a lot of video games here for Vandal esports.
We love video games.
Yeah, and if you guys do too, want to help support some Collegiate esports, feel free to give us a follow. Feel free to subscribe if you're feeling generous or have a Prime sub lying around, and you can join our Discord server using the link in our About section.
6 peeking into an off. That's going to hurt. And
yeah, me trying to do plugs.
There was another pick as well. So the Vandals actually lost the number advantage in this round. This is the final round of the half.
I don't think that it's losable, though. Obviously, the Vandals have pretty decent control over site already. And yeah, I mean, they're getting on, they're clearing.
It's definitely
they do have
losable,
Quigs.
but it's also winnable.
Exactly. Every round that's losable.
Oh, the timing!
Never mind. And this is why you shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
This is why you shouldn't have said anything. It's very unfortunate that they looked away from single just
that's
as
my bad.
Quigs decided
that's my bad.
to open the door. But that is going to be an 8-4 half in favor of Velox. Very unfortunately so. I think the Vandals have a lot of thinking to do about how they want to play this CT side, considering that their T side didn't go as good as they wanted. But if you think about it, those 4 rounds might mean a lot to them later on. I feel like Nuke is a very CT-sided map. It's much easier, at least for A. I wouldn't know about B. You'd kind of have to position in a different way. But
from what we've seen from the Vandals also on this map, they also are better
on their CT side.
Yeah.
It's true. So kind of have to wait and see how things turn out for the boys here.
For the boys.
Right now, Velox is trying to scale, make their way around, get any info that they can. Vandals haven't had much need to push. Obviously, Lovecat did take a little bit of pressure on ramp and is
they are rushing ramp.
That.
Oh, and they do clear out Duckhorde, finding the kill
and
on
Poised
him.
Does find Lovecat as well on site. It is going to be the site confirmed for Velox.
Scattered all over.
I mean, you do have to give a lot of credit to Velox's gunplay. It's very solid.
Yeah, they've just been winning a lot of gun duels against the Vandals. It's what I have been seeing. Okay, Sticks lurking
on ramp, but checking the wrong door. Very unfortunate.
50-50.
Yeah,
I mean, not fully clearing that corner either.
And that was just Audi and single.
Oh,
yeah. 2
you cannot
in front of
do
him,
anything
2 behind
there.
him. It's like trying to hold an angle in a Valorant deathmatch. You're always going to get double swung. It's very unfortunate. Indeed, that pistol round in the hands of Velox, able to go ahead by, as per usual, looking like a little bit of a 4C. Those rifles in the hand of ESEA and Poised. Definitely deserving of those guns. They feel like they have been very much on the top of their game, at least for this matchup. Has definitely been giving the Vandals a run for their money. So,
yeah, and that's also going to hurt the Vandals' chances for a comeback as well. They definitely would have liked that round because they probably could have stringed up to win this second round, but they didn't. So it is going to make the task that much more difficult.
And I do see we have an overhyped casting redeemed, so I'm going to pick up the energy and pretend like I'm in the middle of a big old fight in Overwatch.
Yeah!
120 seconds left on the clock. The rest of the Vandals still don't have too much information or ability to put too much pressure on Velox.
Audi! Oh my gosh, he almost outplayed JD right there
Weed
with
getting
the
quite a bit of
there.
damage on to Audi. Enough to finish off that kill, but does take a lot of damage in the process. Those numbers are going to be big things for Velox in the late round. If we even get there, you have Quigs moving upstairs in the meantime, followed by Sharp.
Yeah, 50
seems like they might be deciding to go for that A push. They already have someone on trying to clear. I believe so anyway, if I saw that correctly.
The Vandals actually can... This is a winnable round, and I'm never going to speak again. JD gets a pick on Sticks. Bomb planted down. Duckhorde, can he find JD here? Come on, he's super low. Come on.
Oh no.
All right, that's just some pistol aim.
So many shots missed, and although unfortunately they did have the gun diff, I do commend Velox for sure for having played that round as conservative as they had. Obviously, you don't want to run into a bunch of angles, risk yourself getting shot, as JD Weed almost had done to Audi, almost having given them a free gun without a trade. But, you know, still were able to come on top. Velox has very much just been very clean, very refined in a lot of their gunplay, their fights, then their rotations that have been helping them win rounds over and over again, all the way up to this 10-4 lead that we're at right now.
If the Vandals want me to believe in this comeback, they have to win this round. It is a full buy against a bonus here. They have the advantage. Now, let's see what they can do with it. Still no picks on the round right now. Quigs finding entry into the stairs right there.
Duck Lord still just holding down with the help of Audi. Velox always likes to scale pretty slow, which ends up working sometimes in their favor. Obviously, the Vandals tend to be a little bit impatient with some of these swings, but Lovecat is going to find 1-2 for their troubles. That's trophy clear. Does find admin, or 1 in admin anyway. Does have to back up regardless. That bomb is going to go down, however, for Velox.
And Quigs finding one on Lovecat.
A 4v2 situation.
Audie's spamming through this smoke, but gets spam instead. Quigs is the spam through smoke master. He's gotten so many kills through the smoke.
A very clean one. In fact, that does leave Sharp alone on site with that Max 10.
Oh, playing in the
insurmountable odds and sticks in, I forget what that call out is. I'm just calling it Cubby right now because it looks like a little Cubby spot.
That's an adorable name.
Yeah. Is going to find that last one, secure the gun round for the Vandals while losing 2, so is going to be a little bit less money than I'm sure they'd like to play with, but hey.
A win is a win. They just needed to win that round.
I believe that the Vandals will continue to get it done. It is something that this team, I think, is pretty good at, especially since they plan on playing off of a lot of their util, and I feel like it's very much easier to do that on your CT rounds than it is your T side. Again, maybe pistol rounds just T-sided. Both of these teams have won their pistol rounds on T side. Now the Vandals are playing their gun rounds on CT and hopefully looking a little bit stronger than they were before last half. See that flash hitting silos, causing Poise to fall back. Very good clear indeed. That pressure up there, even without an op, is always unwanted. So the fact that they were able to get that dealt with very early is very good. And I mean, they even got a man out of it. Ducklord taking out area. Sticks, find a little bit. JD Weed is going to find one for the trouble. Sticks gets a finish. Another as well.
Does he find the third here?
So much damage on
the
Weed.
Pistol. Doesn't find it. However, did a lot of good damage. It's all left down to Audi here.
Both of
1
these
versus
are
2.
1, and if he plays this right, that's basically a free fight. Audi finishing out JD Weed. Here, squeaky door closed. I think he heard
not
squeaky
sure
door closed.
where the players.
Poise
oh my gosh!
For the wrap.
What
and
a
Audi,
wrap!
I don't believe has any idea. He steps out.
Oh my gosh!
Able to take advantage of it. A situation that should have fully been in the Vandals' favor. Suddenly,
that was
pulled
such a good play
out from under them.
Props to Poise right there. That was just an immaculate play.
Very much so. Now, Ballistic, I did see your pitch about esports college game day, and I feel like this is a very good way to go.
Oh, I kind of like that, but yeah, I mean, yeah, colleges have money.
Yeah,
they can spend it.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, there are some esports programs with too much money. Fisher or UNC, bro, like it's just so much.
Okay, wow.
Now,
okay,
lots
a
of
lot
trades
more
going back
fast
and
pace
forth
of a round.
Both weapons and utility.
Ooh, Ducklord
seems like the Vandals
also got lit up.
Very much coming back to GD Weed finds Sticks in the smoke. That's mini clear and then 2v3 now for the Vandals to play. Bomb down. And I mean,
and this is to get it to match point.
A very hard round to win for the Vandals for sure.
Vandals, I think they have to send it here, even though like their money won't be good next round. They have to try something. Ari found in the smoke. Ducklord getting
but
found.
Lovecat just with that MP9 is going to be taken out by Poised.
All right, and that is going to be match point, and the Vandals do not have a lot of money here.
No, not a lot. A 12-5 situation, definitely
this is
down.
When you start praying.
Way more than I'm sure they would have hoped. I mean, these last couple maps I feel like have been much better for them, and then we get to today, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's just been. Oh, Sentinels won. Let's go. Ooh. C9 the chokers. Okay, there we go. Audi winning the gun duel. Poise finding one on to Audi for the trade here. It is a 2 versus 3. The Vandals are on the losing side and continue to be.
Yep.
And that's going to be
completely
the map right
ambush.
there. Oh, man.
Not too much that the Vandals could have done in that last round, but a very hard-fought map between both teams nonetheless. I feel like this is just not a great day for the Vandals. Definitely not on top of their game as per usual.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was the Vandals we know and love. Just a lot of the aim duels were lost.
Honestly, just to better gunplay, I feel like very much man of the match has been poised, finding so many important picks, important trades.
Impact.
Very big impact for Velox throughout this map. Definitely seems that they have a very strong understanding of Nuke. Maybe we're very happy to either have picked it or to have it picked.
Yeah, I thought we would have been happy since we've been playing Nuke so much. But you never know what map the other team wants as well. So
that's true. Very unfortunate situation. Very unfortunate circumstances to falter to. But hey, things happen. What also happens is
what happens?
Your support for being here. I'm looking at the dashboard. We're up at 23 once again, so that's pretty cool. Once again, my name is Kaz, joined here today by Radical, and if you enjoyed our content, if you enjoyed our match today, we try to stream every day. We're outside of regular collegiate season, so kind of wrapping things up because our semester ends so soon, but you can continue to keep up with us by either following the Twitch channel, which is completely free, and if you hate us and never want to catch a stream, just turn that notification bell off. No biggie.
But you won't.
You won't. You love us too much.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're feeling a little generous or have a Prime sub lying around, why not spend it on us? You get a fun badge next to your name in chat. Get some cool
that's a cute little potato I see next to Ballistic Husky's name. So
you get a fun badge I'd want that. next to your name in chat. Get some fun emotes to use with your fellow Vandal fans, and you get to help support a grassroots collegiate esports community, which I think is pretty cool. You can also join us and learn how to get involved with the Vandal Esports program by joining the Discord server and our About page, and keep up to date with other happenings in the program by following us on everywhere that you're involved in social media. That is including Blue Sky. I don't think we're consistently posting there.
Wow.
But we are there. So, hey, if that's interesting at all to you, look into that. If you caught this stream, thank you for joining us live. If you're watching from the VOD, thank you for taking time out of your day to catch up with us. I don't know what we have going on tomorrow, but we do have the Vandal Esports Award happening at the Kenworthy Theater in Moscow, Idaho on Sunday.
It'll be sick.
A great opportunity to recognize our star talents from this year, and to, continue to put our program on the map to, maybe national recognition. We would like to be in the same boat as Boise one day. I'm
we
sure.
will beat Purdue eventually.
At some point. At some point. It will happen for sure. But until then, you can follow me on my socials. If we want to bring up the thirds again, if that's possible. Are you just going to retransition, or is there a button? Okay. Well, you can follow me on my socials. You can follow me on Radical socials.
Follow you on my socials. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, works for me. Works for me.
Yeah, you can follow Radical.
He runs on my socials.
Yes, I'm his social media manager. Yeah. But you can follow me on my socials. My main casting social is MXKPHX, as Mix KPHX, or my gaming account, MX Navigator. That is Navigator with 2 eyes. You can follow Radical here at Radical_rad.
Pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. We did end up losing, unfortunately, but we will probably have a match next week. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. 21 viewers right now. Awesome. And thank you guys for showing up.
Yeah. We hope you have a nice rest of your night, and we look forward to catching you at the next one.
Peace.